Surya, just curious to know, how old are you?
I am 16.
At 16, you're presenting a book. Wow, man.
All the
Surya,
best.
hi. Waiting to hear from you. All the best.
Hi, thank you, thank you.
All the best, Surya.
Thank you, Tata, thank you.
All the best, Surya. Surya Kutti.
Thank you, Pati, thank you.
What a lovely family you have. Everybody is there to support you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll start the meeting. Good evening, Book Prophet Club members. We are going to have yet another very good meeting. Today we are having a new initiative. We are going to, the book is getting presented by Master Surya. It is not that we read the book. We should encourage our children and the young players should read the book and also come for the presentation. The past 5 years, the Book Prophet Club presented 42 books. Today we are going to present 43rd book. Today the surprise going to present. We had presenters like Ranga, Rajinikanth, Indumati, Naresh, and as well as Arulvel and Shalini, who all presented and enriched our life. Today, we are taking this club to next level. We want to take our siblings as well as youngsters in our family members also to take read the book as well as present it. Definitely, this is a milestone meeting, I can say that. And this, for the newcomers, we have started this club, especially in the pandemic period, and we want inculcate reading habit in our daily life, and also come and present that book into the club, as well as we want to see that whatever the value we are reading, we want to pass it to another members of this club. And I want to introduce the presenter. The presenter is going to be 11th standard, and he has completed Bal Vikas course for the past 4 years, which represent Hindu values and ethics. And he is going to get honored in Puttaparthi this June. And he is a footballer and a part of academy. And he has specially learned this skill from the academy. And he is one of the vital player in his club. Cap in his life is, he is a singer for the past 8 years, especially in Carnatic music, and he is a magician, and he is taking part in birthdays, and he wants to do DJ in birthday parties. What is his aspirations? He wants to be a footballer or an actor. Wow, so many feather in his cap. Definitely we want to get this book view. The book is about the timekeeper. The book is written by Mitch, and this author has written a book called Tuesday with Morris. You all could have heard. This is a very famous author. Let us all welcome the presenter, Master Surya, to give his book presentation. The stage is yours, Master Surya.
Thank you, Vijay Mama. That was a very nice intro. I hope I'm well audible to all of you, and all of you can see.
Yes, yes, yes.
I will share the screen now.
Yes, yes.
Okay. It
Yes,
is
Surya, we can see your presentation also. And you are
okay.
audible. Please go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. It is never too late or too soon. It is when it is supposed to be. Sometimes we yearn what we have lost, but we must always ensure we mustn't lose what we already have. Good evening, everyone. I am Surya Arai. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the book The Timekeeper, authored by Mitch Albom. A few words about the book. Just 1 second. Yeah. Sorry for that. Now, a few words about the book. The Timekeeper is a work of inspirational fiction by Mitch Albom. He's also an author of another best-selling book called Tuesdays with Maury. I believe The Timekeeper is a very gripping story filled with deep human truth, and it'll inspire readers from all age groups, and it'll make them reconsider their notions about time and just teach us how valuable time is. This book also contains three parallel stories that will meet at the end, and I'm going to be telling the three stories separately. A few lines about the author. Michelle David Albom is an American author, journalist, and musician. His books have sold over 40 million copies worldwide. Having achieved national recognition for sports writing in his early career, he turned to writing the inspirational stories and themes that weave through his books, plays, and films into narratives. He also has authored a lot of famous books like For One More Day, Five People You Meet in Heaven, Tuesdays with Maury, The Next Person You Meet in Heaven, and Have a Little Faith, which are all fantastic books. Now, I wanted to tell why I chose this book for the review. In my life, I have read a lot of amazing books like The Iceberg is Melting, Shoe Dog, The Alchemist, Jonathan Siegel, Wings of Fire, etc. This book has made the biggest impact on me, I would say, on the following reasons. First, this book changed my perspective about how we should see things taking place at a certain time. You see how I told the quote at the first, it is never too late or too early. It's not like that. It's just how we see things taking place. It depends on our vision. Second, this book taught me the value and importance of time like no other source would have taught me. Third, this book showed me how different people fear time in different ways. For example, some people fear time running out, and some people fear there is more time left. You will understand these models as I continue with the story. And the last, the unique format of storytelling left me in awe and admiration. As I told you, this book contains three parallel stories. And the way the author takes all these three stories and connects them at the end is awe-inspiring. Okay, so now let me introduce you to the characters, the three major characters in this story. First, Dor. Dor is considered to be the father of time in this story. Second, Sarah Lemon. Sarah Lemon is a teenage girl who wants too less time. And the third character, Victor Delamonte, an aged businessman who wants too much time. These descriptions might be a little confusing for you all right now, but as I continue with the story, you will know what it means. So let's start. Let's start with the story of Dor, the first character. Dor's story starts a long time ago, at the dawn of man's history. Dor was considered to be the first person who attempted counting, making numbers. He was the first who used to count his breaths while running up the hill. He gave each count a sound and a value. And he was also the first one to attempt it to measure time. And to measure time, he used the rise and set of sun. He was also the first creator of the sundial, the sun clock. You might have known the sun clock, which is also used in the Egyptian civilizations to measure time. When he was a child, Dor was very obedient and gentle, but his mind went deeper than all of those around him. He always used to go in a dreamy state, thinking about numbers and measuring time, while his brothers left him behind when they went for hunting. This was how he was different from all the other members of his family. The first time he used to measure time, he used a stick, a stone, and the sun's shadow. When the stick, the stone, and the sun's shadow all aligned at a straight line, he used to call it Ali's hour. Now, who's Ali? Ali was Dor's first childhood love, who he married later on in the story. Dor married Ali and had 3 children a few years later, and still he dabbled in every form of measurement of time. Next, in Dor's city, there ruled a cruel king named Nim. Now, Nim was actually Dor's childhood friend, but later became a king as he was the ascendant. Now, Nim ordered the construction of a tower which will help him reach the gods in heaven and defeat them. Nim wanted to rule the heaven as well as the earth, and hence he ordered the construction of a tower so tall that he wanted to reach the god and fight them. He ordered all the residents of the city to take place in the construction. But as Dor was more interested in time and making tools regarding to the measurement of time, he decided to disobey the king's command. After Nim heard this, he was angered. Nim banished Dor and his family out of the city and forced them to live on the lonely high plains. On these lonely high plains, even the availability of food was very bleak. They continued to suffer living in the lonely plains, but even then, Dor did not give up creating his instruments on measuring time. One day, Dor's family were visited by roaming beggars who came to his house begging for food and water. Dor noticed that these beggars were infected by some kind of disease, and he was worried. He told his wife Ali that she should be careful while serving these beggars food and water because they seem to have been affected by some sort of disease. But Ali was too kind to she was so kind that she ignored all of these conditions and she just went and served them food and water. After contempted, the beggars left their premises and went on. The very kind Ali served them food and water even after Dor's warning. A few days after the visitors left, Ali fell miserably ill. It seemed that she had been infected by the same disease as the beggar, and exactly how Dor had warned her. She got blotches on her neck, just like the beggars had. She coughed up blood, and her condition worsened and worsened day by day. Dor was very worried. Ali was the only smile Dor ever had. She was his only happiness, and losing her would mean Dor would lose everything in his life, and hence he was scared for his life. But one day, unfortunately, Ali didn't wake up. She had passed away. Dor was shattered. He screamed on the top of his lungs. He didn't know what to do. He ran away. He ran and ran and ran, trying to get away from the pain of departing from his wife. He ran into the city he had lived before. He went to Nim's tower, the tower so tall that it could reach the heavens. He ran up the tower even through his burning legs and lungs. He went to the top. He sat down on his knees and he begged the Lord to revive his wife and bring her back to life. But just before Nim's men could come and arrest Dor, a mist from the dark blue sky came down. The mist carried Dor and took him to a place no one knew existed before. The mist took Dor to a dark and ravenous cave. A few moments later, Dor woke up with still tears from his eyes from the pain of losing his wife. When he woke up, he saw an old man sitting with a golden staff before him. The old man said that Dor was sent to the caves as a punishment for measuring time because of the miseries it would create in the future. Dor was surprised. He thought he had done a great invention by measuring time. But then the old man explains that measuring time will do nothing but bring miseries in the upcoming future. To make Dor realize this, the old man orders Dor to go and hear the voices of misery from the future, the miseries created by time because of Dor's inventions. When Dor was ordered to hear the voice of misery, the old man told Dor to choose two souls on earth. Two souls. One soul who wanted too much time and one soul who wanted too less. The old man wanted Dor to go to these two people on earth and teach them the true meaning of time. This was a command given to Dor. Only if Dor would complete this mission, he will be set free, the old man said, because in the cave it was slow torture for Dor. Dor didn't want anything but to die because he couldn't live with his wife anymore. But in the cave, he stopped aging. He used to listen to the miserous voices all the day. And now his mission was to choose these two souls. Let's move on to the next story. Story of Sarah. Sarah Lemon was a teenager of our day. She used to live in suburban New York with her parents, but she was much of a loner as she was trying to get away from the pain of her parents' divorce. Because she was trying to get away from the pain of her parents' separation, she got attracted to various things, and one of it was that she fell in love with a boy named Ethan. Sarah used to unload food trucks at a homeless shelter during Saturdays, and that is where she saw Ethan for the first time. Ethan was the only person who made Sarah smile. He used to talk very nicely with her. He used to call her Lemonade, which made Sarah smile and which she was yearning for a very long time. Ethan trifled with Sarah at first, making her believe he was in love with her as well. The season of Christmas was coming, and Sarah thought of buying Ethan a gift. But a few days before Christmas, she noticed that Ethan wasn't talking to Sarah like before. This urged Sarah to buy him a gift and definitely give him, believing that if she gave him the gift and made him believe that she loved him, he would love her back as well. At this point, there's a beautiful quote by Mitch Albom saying that sometimes when you're not getting the love you want, giving more will make you think you are. Sarah knew that Ethan loved the Men in Black movie series. Hence, she decided to buy Ethan a Men in Black watch with the words on the gift, "Time flies with you." She went to a nearby clock shop and bought from a shop seller, who was a very unique man. He was unlike any other shopkeeper she had ever seen before. Sarah and Ethan decided to meet at a Dunkin' Donuts cafe at the night of Christmas. And Sarah tells Ethan how she felt about him. When Sarah tells Ethan how she felt about him and gives him the gift, there's a silent pause. Ethan looked at Sarah awkwardly and gave her back the gift, and he walked away. Heartbroken, Sarah went back home. She had many fake scenarios in her head, but this wasn't one. Grieving, she went back home, but after a few days, she kept on thinking about him and decided to text him one day. But just as she was about to text him, she notices something shocking. Ethan had posted a photo of himself on Facebook with a caption saying, "Sarah Lemon played me. This is what you get for being nice. With a lot of hate comments on Sarah below the post. Seeing this, Sarah suddenly couldn't breathe. Her stomach clenched, her heart shrunk. This was the first time she ever thought of killing herself. Sarah decided to end her life on New Year's Eve. She just had to know how, because she already knew the reason why she had to do it. The only boy she had yearned for so long had made a joke out of her. It was the last night of the year, and when Sarah's mother went on to celebrate the New Year party, she decided to end her life. She went down to her garage and turned on the ignition of the blue Ford Taurus she had, waiting for the fumes from the car to kill her. She knew the fumes from the car contained carbon monoxide, which would eventually take her life away. She wanted too little time. Now, let's see a recap of the two stories we have read till now. Dor was banished to the dark caves by God as a punishment for measuring time. He listens to all the voices from the future in a hunt to find two souls, one who wants less and one who wants more time. Sarah, heartbroken after getting ridiculed online by the boy she loved, decides to end her life on New Year's Eve. She goes down to the garage waiting for the fumes to end her time on Earth. Now, amidst all of this which had happened, God had already sent Dor to Earth for completing his mission. Dor had returned to Earth after thousands and thousands of years. When he returned to Earth, he couldn't recognize anything. He saw tall skyscrapers, he saw cars moving around, he saw people talking with phones to their loved ones. He couldn't recognize anything. But then God had given Dor a magical hourglass. The magical hourglass had the power to stop, slow down, and forward time. This hourglass was used by Dor to slow down time so that he could learn the things of the modern Earth in a very fast way. He learned numerous languages. He learned about time zones. He got himself a haircut and he got himself a turtleneck t-shirt. He went to a Madridian library and he read about third of the volumes of the book in under a minute. He swam the Pacific Ocean in under 2 minutes just because of the power of this hourglass. Finally, Dor reached New York and he decided to work in a clock shop because clocks was what he did best, measuring time. And to the reader's surprise, Dor was the one who sold the Men in Black watch to Sarah. Now, let's move on to the story of Victor. Victor Del Monte was a wealthy businessman in his mid-80s. His story starts with his doctor telling him that he couldn't do anything to save Victor's life and that Victor had very less time left because Victor was affected by a tumor in his kidney which was bringing him close to his end. Even though Victor had very less time left, the only thing he was worried about was his business. Victor always considered his business before anything, before his family, his friends, anything in his life. Business was first. Victor, knowing that he was going to die in a few months, he was frustrated with the idea of death. He wanted to crack mortality. In Victor's life, his business ambitions made the relationship with his wife distant and distant day by day. Victor was the 14th richest man in the world, but yet his ambitions never ended. Victor couldn't imagine a world without him. he still had ambitions to finish. In his last few months, he started deeply researching on the topic immortality. He had tried all conventional ways possible for fighting his cancer. He was undergoing chemotherapy 3 to 4 times a week. He did all conventional ways possible to fight his cancer, but now he needed a miracle. And the only solution close enough was cryonics. Now, what is cryonics? Cryonics is the freezing of a dying human body in cold nitrogen bunkers to preserve the internal and external organs of his or her body, hoping that there will be some advanced technology in the future that will revive them back to life. I'll repeat, cryonics is the freezing of a dying human body in cold nitrogen bunkers to preserve the internal and external organs of his or her body, hoping that there will be some advanced technology in the future that will revive them back to life. Victor thought maybe he couldn't beat death, but he can outlast it. Victor took care of all the legal procedures he had to and made sure his wife wouldn't have any legal complications after he is cryogenically freeze. But he still chose not to tell his wife about it because he knew she would fight against it. As Victor had a journey to start, he ordered a 1784 timepiece pocket watch from an old clock shop nearby and told the seller to get it delivered to him. That night, when Victor was lying on his bed, he saw a shadow in the corner of his room. It was Dor. Dor was the one Victor asked to get him delivered the pocket watch. Dor was the one who sold Victor the 1784 pocket watch, and Dor was there to deliver him. After a few exchange of words, Victor was surprised to know how much Dor knew about him. Victor even asked Dor if he knew all these things from the internet, but Dor did not reply anything. Victor was especially surprised when Dor said these words. I heard you asked for something when you were a child. Then, as now, you wanted time, he said. We all yearn for what we have lost, but sometimes we forget what we have. Dor disappeared, saying these words. Victor was very shocked after Dor said these many things about Victor, but he wasn't too disturbed because his only focus was his idea of cryogenically freezing, and he wanted this idea to be executed perfectly, and he wanted to be successful as well. Victor chose New Year's Eve as the night he was going to be cryogenically frozen. He stopped his dialysis, preparing for the upcoming day. Victor thought he could control his death just like he had controlled his life. He wanted too much time. The New Year's Eve had come. While Victor sent his wife away to attend a gala, which they had attended every year together, he told his wife to go this year as well to continue the tradition. But he used this time to get transported to the bunker where he was going to get cryogenically frozen. And then he wanted to start his afterlife journey. Dor stood there in the corner watching all of this. He saw Victor's associates take Victor's dying body and load it into the van to take him into the bunker. The day of New Year's Eve. It was an hour before midnight of the last night of the year. Victor was about to be loaded into the freezing pod, while Sarah was in a garage waiting for the fumes of carbon monoxide to end her life. Dor stood there in the corner. He saw all of this happening and he turned his magical hourglass upside down, slowing down time. He asked himself, is this the end, or do I save both of these people and teach them the true value of time? He chose the second option. He went to Sarah's garage and he carried her unconscious body, the bunker, and placed her down. When Dor brought Sarah and placed her down, A million images flashed before Dor's mind. His breathing became vigorous. He took a single grain of sand from the magical hourglass and dropped it down. The next moment, time around the world stopped. Clouds stopped moving, weather locked, the sandstorms stopped moving and they looked like as if they were pillows. The raindrops in Mexico hung in the air. One man, one grain, Father Time had stopped the world. Doing this, he collapses onto the ground. A few minutes later, Victor and Sarah both wake up. Victor could hear a young girl asking him, "Who are you?" And neither of them could feel their feet until they realized that their consciousness had separated from their body, like an aura floating out of their body. Their spirits had separated. Terrified, Victor and Sarah had no idea if they were alive or dead. They had no choice but to converse with each other. They told each other their stories, and both of them were surprised hearing both of their stories. And they admitted that both of them had seen Dor in the same clock shop. Moments later, Dor woke up and told them that he had been hearing their voices since childhood. This surprised Sarah and Victor. And immediately, just like the mist that had taken Dor to the caves, a mist comes down from the cloudy dark sky and takes them to a warehouse, which Victor doesn't know what it is, but Sarah recognizes immediately. It was where she and Ethan had their first meeting. But this was the future. The mist had taken all three of them to the future. The future if Sarah had killed herself that night. All the three of them could see Ethan. But before Sarah had killed herself, she had predicted that Ethan would feel guilty of what he had done to Sarah after she dies. But to her surprise, when she sees him in the future, he couldn't care less. He was in the warehouse with some other girl drinking vodka. But Sarah didn't think of the misery she would inflict on others by killing herself. The people at the homeless shelter she used to unload food trucks at missed her and they prayed for her well-being. Her mother, grieving and crying every day, blamed herself for her own daughter's death. Seeing all of this, Sarah froze. She had no idea she would cause this much pain to people who loved her so much. She wept and wept and wept. Dor told her that she had a greater life to live. Sarah tells Dor that she thought this was the end, but Dor says, ends are for yesterdays, not tomorrows. Dor knew. Sarah started to heal. Next, Dor takes them 100 years into the future. Dor says to both of them, when you are measuring life, you are not living it. The first thing Victor notices in the future is the buildings flooding with people. When Dor shows them this future, Victor was happy. He thought his idea was successful. But then Dor tells Victor to see onto a projecting screen in a hall. On the screen, Victor's life was being projected. His memories from his childhood till his end was being projected like a movie in a theater. Then Victor spots a pod near the hall. He goes near the pod and sees what is inside. And when he sees, a wave of horror engulfs him. Inside it was a more pinkish, shriveled version of himself with numerous wires going inside his head. His memories were being taken from his brain and screened on the hall like a futuristic show. Instead of the future people reviving Victor, they turned his life into a futuristic freak show. Dor tells him, to them, you are an artifact. Your memories are rare. You are an example of a much simpler and a satisfying world. Dor says, you know time, but you do not understand it. To know and to understand is not the same. He continues, there's a reason God limits our days. Victor asks, why? He says, to make each one precious. Saying these words, door collapses. Sarah and Victor, having no clue what to do, take out grains from the sand and they put it down. The old man with the golden staff Dor had seen in the caves appears in front of them, and he says to them, you both will finish your story, and so will Dor. A light flashes, and Dor wakes up coughing in a place he recognizes immediately, home, his home. He sees Ali sitting there with a blanket wrapped around her. Then he realizes he was set free. Both of them hold their hands and watch the sunset, sitting on the hill they used to visit when they were children. Together, their spirits leave their body, moving on to a better place. Dor was set free. Sarah and Victor were admitted to a hospital nearby that night, and both of them, taking back their previous decisions, let time pass as it is. Sarah became a world-renowned doctor who had found the cure for kidney tumor, the same disease Victor was affected with. Victor, spending his memorable last months with his wife, passed away in peace, and his wife also said that the last few months they both spent with each other were the closest they were in all their life. Victor also had sponsored Sarah's college and tuition fees, helping her become a doctor. And at last, at Manhattan, were caves found containing the inscriptions of a boy named Dor and a girl named Ali running up a hill when time never crossed their minds. Now, relating to time, I would like to show all of you a small video. Okay.
I also remember Warren showing me his calendar, and
I love this.
I had every minute packed, and I thought that was the only way you could do things. And the fact that he is so careful about his
Can I show
time.
this to the audience? Yeah. This,
He has days
that there's nothing on.
that there's nothing on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm trying to show.
Some of the best ones.
And
Well, this is October.
it's very
so
high
I'll
tech.
go
Be
back.
careful.
No,
You might not understand
I'm
it.
going to hold. I'm not going to show the thing. But this is the week of April, of which there are only 3 entries for a week.
Yeah, there'll be 4 maybe by April.
File tax.
So that taught you what? To not to crowd yourself too much and give yourself time to read and think and.
Right, that you control your time, and that sitting and thinking may be a much higher priority than a normal CEO who, there's all this demand and you feel like you need to go and see all these people. It's not a proxy of your seriousness that you filled every minute in your schedule.
And people are going to want your time.
Yeah,
and it's the only thing you can't buy. I mean, I can buy anything I want, basically, but I can't buy time.
And so to have time is the most precious
It's-
thing you can have.
I better be careful with it.
Yeah.
There's no way I will be able to buy more time.
I hope you all have seen the video clearly. We can see how great individuals like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates talk about how important and valuable time is. It is the only thing we can't buy. Before I ask you if you want to ask a few questions, I want to tell you all my learnings from this book. It is never too late or too soon. It is when it is supposed to be. We must make sure that we make each day precious in one or the other way, or at least productive. Time is a great equalizer. Everyone is given 24 hours. The only thing that matters is what you are going to do with it. We shouldn't be under time's control. It should be in ours. We must stop measuring our lives and start living it. Everyone has to go someday. Instead of mourning about what we have lost, We must ensure we don't lose what we already have. Endless things are not valued. That's why life has an end. If it's endless, it isn't special. Thank you, everyone. If anyone has a few questions, you can please feel free to ask.
Thank you so much, Surya, for your wonderful presentation. Like your mother took the biography of Indra Nui, we don't want to just give non-fiction. We are trying different genres in this place. You also took a timekeeper. You narrated this presentation through stories. We all could able to connect with your presentation. Now the floor is open. I just want all the people to ask the question, if anything. Just one information I missed, that Master Surya read the book called Shoe Dog Millionaire, a biography of Nike's founder. So please feel free to ask any questions. I'm inviting Amod, Madhu, Arvind, Rekha also to ask any question. Today's world is, it's not just presentation, present through stories. Master Surya did a very good job today. He has given a lot of takeaways also for us too, because we are all finding difficult work-life balance. Hope you all enjoyed this session and got a beautiful value. Shalini also is eagerly waiting. Please ask your question.
Surya, Rekha here.
Yes. Hi, Aunty.
Yeah, I don't have any questions to ask you, but really appreciate your effort at your age, where students, I know what people do at your age at this time during vacation, and it's so nice to see you taking so much effort. Reading book is, yes, a passion, and I cannot expect less than this from you when you have parents like Indu and Rajni. Of course, your Tata Pati also. So with a family history like that, this is bound to be happening. But more than that, I appreciate the effort you took in the presentation. It is not easy to make a presentation with so much slides, picking up the topics and, making it so easily communicative to everybody. It is like, it was just a flicker points like thing, it just touches, we can understand what you're trying to tell rather than reading the book. So it was very, very communicative, very simply informed. And the presentation was very nice. Efforts taken to take the videos and put into the presentation. Of course, your father and mother are good at presentations, so you have to be there like that. You can't go beyond them, below them. So I really appreciate your effort, and so nice to see you. And I would like to get into more of your reviews. Okay, next time also I would like to join. I don't have any queries on this, but I really appreciate your effort.
Thank you so much, Aunty.
Yeah, congrats Rajni and Indu for such a beautiful son. He's doing something for the community, which is very, very appreciative, and so happy for both of you.
Thank you so much, Rekha, for joining and also giving wonderful feedback for him.
Yeah,
thank you so much, Rekha.
Okay.
Hi Surya, Arvind here.
Hi sir.
Hey, don't call me sir anymore, okay? You can call me by my name, that's fine. Okay, so it was an amazing session. This is the first time I have attended a book reading review like this, okay? It was really good and amazing. The way you took through the stories, right? I'm sure I will not have to read the book at all. I understood it already. So yeah, so it was really good session, and yeah, I understood. I could relate so many things to time and the importance of time. Okay, yeah, thank you for bringing back the old memories of my life, and yeah, also giving importance of how to take time for the self improvement and the self as well, right? Not just working and all. Okay, yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Arvind, for your feedback. Even though you're a first timer giving feedback, also I have joined you in the group. Yes. Please read book and come forward to present it also in the coming months.
Sure, Vijay. Yeah.
Yes, Shalini. Yes.
Yeah. First of all, Surya, congratulations, young man, for presenting such a phenomenal book. It's a little philosophical as well. And I don't know, I mean, you could be an inspiration to many 16-year-olds. We at 16 did not know what we would do with our lives, and you're way ahead of your present to get into your future. So congratulations on presenting such a lovely book, because the kind of writer Mitch Albom is, because I also read a lot of books, and the first book I read was Tuesdays with Morrie, long time back. Initially, the book sounds, I mean, the first few pages are not interesting for anyone to read. I mean, one cannot like the author instantaneously, is my understanding of the author. In fact, Tuesdays with Morrie is one book which is, it starts on a little negative note, but then as it goes on, it becomes philosophical, and then it has a lot of positive insights. So I have only one question for you. Why this book? I mean, you could have taken Sachin Tendulkar's autobiography, Playing It My Way, or Virat Kohli's autobiography, Driven. Generally, children like you know, like I have a son who's going to be 20. They like reading about sports or, you know, cricket, football. These are the things that they usually like, and they like to talk about those people and share what kind of attributes they have, what kind of difficulties they've gone through. Why such a philosophical book at this age? That's my curious question. I mean, I don't have any critical questions for you. Just out of curiosity, why did you pick this book? Because the next book that you're talking about is Nike's, the one who founded Nike, his autobiography. Does this kind of a subject interest you? Logically, emotionally, spiritually, whichever way you look at it. Nowadays, youngsters are also very spiritual. Or is it just the taste you have? Because what
Yes,
I'm saying is, if you are presenting it to a set of adults in this audience, you could hit across with your presentation skills, because you're very good at storytelling from this entire 1 hour of talk that you had. You could be hit among your friends who could be like 300, 400 in a number. Just out of curiosity, why this book?
Yes, and of course, I like sports as well. I've read a lot of sportsman autobiographies, but more than autobiographies, I prefer philosophical books because I like it. You know, the quotes they say, they hit very deep in the heart. Yeah, maybe I'm slightly different than all of my other friends, but yeah, I really like to read philosophical books.
Thank you so much, Surya, for your wonderful answer. For your information, Shalini is a teacher, so that's why she's asking such a question, and she is taking you to another level of reading the books. Shalini, for
Sir, you should not scare the child by telling I am a teacher.
Yeah, Shalini, one information, Surya has completed the Balavika's course, and he is going to get the course certificate in the coming months in Puttaparthi. In that course.
That's lovely. Fantastic.
He has actually scored the topmost mark, 50 out of 50.
Okay.
Brilliant. Because I find very limited edition of 16-year-olds who are interested in philosophy. So that was just out of curiosity I had this question, but you presented it wonderfully well. I mean, we were just carried away by the story and how in the end, all the personalities are interlinked and contributing to each other in some way and to the world at large was very interesting indeed. Very good job, Surya.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Madhu has raised the hand. Madhu, Harish.
Yeah. So first of all, I would like to congratulate Surya, and your presentation skills were very good. And the way you had summarized the book, I have read the book recently, and each chapter by chapter, it is different stories there. And you had done a very well job of summarizing it into each separate stories. And in fact, like how Shalini said, like the book is somewhat boring in the middle also. Like it gives away like a kind of like disinterested kind of a thing. But at the end, it gets interesting. In the beginning, a little bit curious, and in the end, insights are more stuff. So, and it is a wonderful job that you have done. You have given your takeaway also. I would suggest like you do more such things, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, I will definitely do more. Thank you.
Hello, Surya.
Hi, Tata.
Hi. Your diligence and alacrity are revealed in a nice way in your presentation. Congratulations. Even though it is a very complex network of story, you made us to understand it well without any confusion. That is more important. So nobody has raised any doubt about your way of presentation of the story. A meaningful book and a meaningful review. Congrats. Both of us.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tata.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your feedback. Tata has given the feedback to Surya. Now, Naha Priya has raised her hand. Please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is my first session with this book club. And Surya, your mother and I happen to be in the same group. And I just know her as the schoolmate. We studied in the same school, and more than that, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know anything about her. But I just saw your name, your age, and the book. And that was enough for me to connect with you. And first of all, my hearty congratulations to you. At this stage, the kind of seeds that you collect to sow in your brain is very important. Because all the time, you are not aware of the quality of seeds that you're collecting because of your young age. But I don't know whether you are a very self-made person or your home environment or your people, you have just chosen the best seeds. I'm only amazed to see the firings of your neurons and your brain work that is happening at this young age. It's not very easy to connect with a boring forum like us, where you all have adults and who may not have something very interesting like you to talk or to think or to discuss. But actually, you are the central focus here. You made this really very lively. It was as if I was doing a book travel. I've read this book and I know how difficult it is to really put it in chunks and connect everything together. It also reflects your understanding. So Surya, keep growing and keep inspiring and expecting a lot more from you in the future too. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That is very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nagapriya. Thank you for joining, and thank you for giving great feedback. Thank you.
Thank you. Harish has raised his hand. Harish. Amod, you want to give your yes.
Yes.
Amod uncle, we are not able to hear you.
So I'm audible now? Is it okay?
No.
We're not able to hear.
Okay, let me see. Is that okay now?
Maybe you have to increase your volume.
Is that okay if I'm close by or not yet?
Yes.
Yeah,
But,
uncle, yeah.
Okay, so sorry for like inconvenience. I'm here.
Again, it's gone, uncle. Can you keep a little bit more close?
Okay, is it audible now or is still bad?
no, it's
Yeah.
off and off coming and going. Now, when you come near to the laptop, we can able to hear.
Okay. Yeah, maybe now.
No.
Coming.
Sorry, uncle, not able to hear.
No, Vijay, somebody can speak. Let me see. I'll come in later.
Yeah. Anybody else wants to give any comment, feedback, or question? Yeah. Yeah, please prepare. Meanwhile, I want to give one information. The next book review is by Shalini Muhunt. She is going to talk about the book called Mindset. Today, we all need the mindset. We are all knowledgeable, but some people don't have success. They are all thinking that even though they are working hard, they don't get success. What is that behind? We will be getting this success story from Shalini Muhunt on the book called Mindset. For your kind information, she has given reviewed the book called The Art of Thinking Clearly. What a wonderful session she has given to us. So let us all wait to get review from Shalini Muhunt, which will happen anytime soon. We will announce the new attendees. Please come forward and attend the session also in the upcoming months. Amod, if you are ready, you can speak.
Yes, Vijay. So I joined
Yes,
on
yes.
my
Now you are,
mobile. I hope I'm
clear.
audible now.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, Uncle. Yes.
Okay, good. So, yeah, just a second. Yeah, so I hope that I'm audible. So, Surya, first of all, congratulations. Your book review was really wonderful. In such a simplistic way, you put such a complex, the book. I'm really amazed to see that you have really done very, very wonderful job. So, thank you so much for presenting the book. More than book, I am really happy to hear lots of things about you, which I did not know. I have heard lots about you from Varsity, but you play football, you are a magician, you are contributing so much to society. I never knew this. So it's really wonderful to see that you are making progress in so many different areas and trying to do lots of things. So congratulations, first of all, and best of luck for the future. And I want to see really probably more and more book review from you. Frankly speaking, when we see the complex topic, we make it more complex, and it is not understood by the people. But the way you put this complex topic in such a simple way by putting different steps and finally bringing the story together was really wonderful. So thank you so much for that. And more than book and anything else, I really want to see you progressing good in the life, not only reviewing the book but writing book as well. Your dad is already doing so many things, so I hope that you also write some books and we read in the future. So keep it up, Surya. Absolutely amazed to see you, and I want to see you at your home. I'll come back soon. Okay, we'll meet you.
Okay, Uncle. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I have my son here who also participated here. I brought him especially to hear you. His name is Skanda.
Oh, thank you so much for attending. Thank you so much.
Yes, Skanda, want to say some words?
Yeah, I have a question. It's not a philosophical one, but it's a question. There's a skyscraper, right? It said it has to reach the gods.
Yes, yes.
Excavate in Manhattan, and they find the cave of Dor. Is there anything about the skyscraper? Is anything mentioned about the skyscraper?
No. In the book, no.
At all?
No, not at all.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay. The review is nice. Very
Thank
philosophical.
you. What is your name?
Skanda.
Okay. Thank you, Skanda. Thank you for attending.
Yeah, Skanda would read lots of books, so he's also a very big reader. Probably finishes so many books. So nice to see. Maybe he'll one day present the book as well.
Yeah. I wanted to I want him to do a review as well.
Exactly.
We'll love to see.
Sometimes. Want to review some books?
You'll have to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, he will review one day. I'm sure about it.
Skanda, we will give you space. We will all listen to your book review. Definitely. Thank you so much, Amod, for your generous feedback. I want to invite Sai Tejas.
Okay.
Hello,
Thank you.
sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. Sai Tej is my class.
Basically, I'm his classmate,
Okay.
as you all know. So he had invited me, and I've been waiting for the session for a long time. Like, he gives a lot of book reviews in school, and I love his work, his presentation, his all his work. So it also instigates me to do well. So I've never read this book, but the way he presented and the way he told the story puts it into my mind to like make myself to read it. So Great job, Surya, and all the best for your future. That's
Thank
it,
you
sir.
so much. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sai.
Yeah,
I
welcome.
guess you can also join Book Profit and start reviewing books by reading.
Sure, ma'am.
So
Sure, sure.
yeah, that this is Surya's mother, so you can
Yes, ma'am.
also do that, Sai.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Thank you.
And thank you, Surya, for this opportunity. All the best for your future. Thank you.
Thank you so much for attending. Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you, Sai. I think Surya is inspiring many young attendees to read the book and review it. Hope it will happen in the coming months also. So, see, Abdul Kalam wants to see developed India. The developed India can happen only with knowledgeable people. I think Surya is one of the person inspiring the young people. Hats off to Surya.
Thank you.
Geeta Venugopal is here. Shasha, Saumini, any one of you wants to give feedback? Vanaja, Harish, one or two, then we will close the meeting.
Can you all hear me? I'm Vanaja here.
Yes, Vanaja.
Yeah, I'm Indumati's classmate, actually schoolmate, and we are very good friends for many years. And I'm glad I joined this book review by Surya. I got to know very few about Surya before joining the session, and I'm so glad to know so much about him now. And I'd like to congratulate Surya for, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, Auntie.
I'd like to congratulate you for giving an awesome review. Couple of things, like you have gone in depth on the right details on the book. Again, as many people were saying, it's a very complex story. I reviewed the book just before joining the session, just to understand like what kind of genre you have taken. And I was really amazed that you have taken I thought it'll be like very simple genre, but this was like pretty much philosophical and fiction mixed, and it was very interesting. I wanted to see how it will go, and you really took the right details, and that brought both me and my daughter. We wanted to read the book now. So I'm very eager to go and purchase that and read it. So I think you've achieved the goal. You made all of us want to read the book. So thank you, Surya. And again, in your introduction, I heard where you have read Jonathan Siegel and many such philosophical books. Initially, when I heard, I was thinking, is it Surya who has read it, or is it Indu who has read it? I was like really surprised, because those are my favorite books too. And I was so glad that you have taken them and read it. And I think you've got the interest to read those books. That's what I heard from you. So it's very good to know. And I'd like to connect with you more after the session too. And it's a great opportunity for us to know about you. Thank you so much, and wish you the very best. I'd like you to see more heights, and you have to reach more heights.
Thank you so much, Auntie. Thank you so much. It's a very nice feedback.
Hey, Vanaja, thank you so much. Thanks for joining, both you and Divya, and then wonderful feedback. Thank you so much, Vanaja. Thanks.
Thank you, Indu. And I'm so glad to see Auntie. And because I just take this one moment, it's a personal comment. I hope it is okay with all.
Sure,
Yes,
sure.
Auntie.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Because when we were in school, we have always heard Auntie saying Tripura Sundari Kamal in the radios when we were small kids. And that voice is so good. I still remember the voice, and it's so nice to know her grandson is taking this book review and it's like carrying forward the legend. Actually, that's what I would say. So I'm so glad I got this opportunity to talk to Auntie through this meeting. So nice to know that I can see Auntie now. I hope she's so proud of you, Surya. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Vanaja. Thanks for that. She's also listening to it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Thank you. Take care all.
Yeah, yes, Vanaja, you are rightly pointed out Tripura Sundari Kamalnathan is very famous in Coimbatore.